Hey everyone, and welcome back. So this video I'm going to be doing a comparison between various composts. I'm going to be comparing the compost that I make in my compost pile that you would have seen in previous videos. It's mainly made up of grass cuttings and tree cuttings that I would have put through a chipper, as well as I add some paper and cardboard to add some extra browns because I do put a lot of grass in there. And I'll be comparing that with a commercial compost that I bought at the store this morning. We'll be growing radishes in this experiment, and I chose radishes because they have a very quick harvest time of 4 weeks from sowing, so I don't have to wait too long to see the results of the experiment. So the compost I'm using is this multi-purpose compost that I got at the store this morning. It's a pretty decent compost, and it does say that it's good for vegetables and plants and flowers. I mean, it's just a good compost, and it says it has this added grow boost over there as well, so we'll see how that helps it out. So we'll be comparing the commercial compost with my homegrown compost, which I have already sifted, so it should be a nice grain over here. You can have a look. That's, like I say, it's mostly grass clippings. You can see over there, there's my new pile that I started probably a couple weeks back. But this here is nicely matured and it's ready to grow in. So we're going to compare that with the commercial stuff. I'm going to try and keep this as fair as I can. I'm going to use the same exact size pots. I'm going to be watering them exactly the same, and I'm going to try and plant them exactly the same. We'll see if there is any difference at the end of it. It'll be an interesting experiment regardless. I'm interested myself to know how well my compost is going to perform anyway for my chili plants. And at the end of it, I'm going to have some lovely radishes to eat as well. I'm not going to add anything extra to my compost. I'm not going to add anything extra to the store-bought compost as well, even though it already has some grow boost added. We're not going to add anything else. It's just going to be exactly as I get it from my garden after it's been through a sieve. First things first, we need to just fill up these pots. There we go, just above the ridge. We'll do the same thing with the multi-purpose. So when I was pouring that in, I could see there's quite a lot of clumping going on. I'm just going to break a little bit of that up, just to make it a fair fight. Okay, so that's roughly the same sort of height for both of them now. And now to plant the seeds. So it says on the back here that sow thinly, 1.5 centimeters deep, and then cover it with a bit of soil. It says here, during hot weather, water the base of the seeds before sowing the seeds, and then cover with dry soil. So I'm going to do that because the weather is a little bit warmer at the moment. I'm going to try and do exactly as the packet suggests. So I'm just going to go get some water, and we'll water these 2 pots. Before I go any further, actually, I think I need to make sure that these are properly labeled. And let's use a different color label so it's very obvious which one's which. I'm just going to water them until water comes through the bottom, just so it's thoroughly watered. The water's coming out the base, so I'm happy with that. Let's get the radishes planted. So these are the seeds. And what I'm going to do, I'll try and evenly spread these. So we see there, 2 seeds. So I'm going to do the same here with the homegrown soil. breaking it up a bit more. There's still some clumps. So there we go. We're going to monitor that. I've got that under a bit of a camera over there, so we'll be able to see the progress. It's the 26th of May, and I think it's time for me to finish up the experiment. Today I've been repotting all my plants and I kind of need the space, so time to call an end, but I think that's enough time. You can see the radishes have really come up nicely, so I'm happy to end it now, and it'll be a good indication of how we've done here. We're going to start off with the store-bought compost, and we can see here they've done very well. Let's pull up a few of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick them all and put them into the bowl here, and then we'll find the 3 biggest and we'll weigh them and compare that to my homemade compost. You can see here, it probably could have been left for a little bit longer, but like I said, I need the space right now, and chilies take priority. So there we go, that's the store-bought. I'm going to pick off the green, and we're going to put that, well, that'll go back into my compost. So there we go. I'm going to choose the biggest ones that I see here. So there's probably 4. These 4 here are the biggest. So maybe I'll weigh 4. Let me see how many I get from the homemade compost. So I'm going to put this aside for now. I'm going to just zero this. There we go, and we'll weigh these 4. And we have 35 grams. And let's have a look at the homemade compost. Well, from early indication it looks like the store-bought has won. I think we have a very obvious winner here. I mean, that's the biggest one I got from my homemade compost, and if we compare that over there, that's smaller than the top 4 there. So I don't think we even need to weigh these. There's a very clear winner there. The store-bought compost has definitely produced bigger radishes. What I will do in the future is I'll do this test again, but I'll add my own amendments to my soil, to my compost, maybe compare the mix that I use for my chili peppers, and I will use that for the radishes. So we'll do a test in the future, maybe a part 2 of this. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on the next one.